Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides, and I have been getting a lot of people asking me they want more WRXs, they want more STIs. Well, I'm here with a special WRX STI because this is a color. It's called Lapis Blue. Very hard to come by. You don't see a lot of them. But anyways, I want to first off thank Spencer and his grandfather Larry, who's the general manager here at Subaru of Port Richey in Port Richey, Florida. They have stepped up to the plate, have brought us this car, given us full access, and I'm here to bring it to you. So if you don't know anything about the Subaru WRX and the STI, many other countries, Japan, a lot of countries in Europe, they were having a great time with the WRX and the STI for many years. We had nothing. Eventually, Subaru figured out, hey, Americans, we want an all-wheel drive, turbocharged, flat four engine too to have fun with. So in 2002, they brought over the Subaru WRX. It was such a big hit that in 2004, for the first time ever, they brought the Subaru WRX STI. Now, you might be saying, well, what's the big difference? My friend's got a WRX. It's plenty fast. It's the same. It looks the same. What's the deal? So if you're really wondering what is the difference, the STI is really for that ultimate car enthusiast. Now the WRX is no slouch, and I'm not here to talk a bunch of smack about it, but if you want to get the top level of what Subaru has to offer when it comes to all-wheel drive rally car performance, there's nothing better than an STI. So let's go ahead and take a look at this 2018. Now for 2018, if you are unaware, they did some light refresh styling. What they did is they retweaked the front end of the nose here. They made it get a little bit more of an aggressive line. I really like this lower opening here underneath the front grille. It gives it a real muscular look, and I like the thick lower lip spoiler here. I'm surprised. I didn't think I was going to like this at first, but it really works with this metallic piano black grille with the flat black. There's that wonderful Subaru 5-star. That's the constellation up in the sky. That's all the companies under what used to be called Fuji Heavy Industries. And then there's those famous three letters, STI, Subaru Technica International. That is their motorsports branch of Subaru who puts this awesome package together. Biggest complaint, I know maybe you've heard me say it before, is going to be these side grills here. If they would have just made them a little bit more on the smaller side and actually made them functional, then I probably would be a little bit happier with it. But this large piece of plastic here is just too big. Now, there is venting in here. So I challenge somebody to find out written proof that this actually is for aerodynamic aid, but it is not for brake cooling, because if you look underneath the car, or I'm going to try to show you behind the front wheel, there's no actual vents that bring the air from here to where that front tire is. Another thing that I like that Subaru went to is they switched to adaptive headlights. So when you turn the wheel, the headlights turn with it. That's one of the reasons why they say they got rid of the lower fog lamps, is they say these lights are so good they weren't needed. You tell me who you believe at the end of the day. I'm going to say it was probably a cost-cutting factor, but hey, still looks great. There's our functional hood scoop. This isn't fake. I don't know if you've ever seen, there's some Roush Mustangs. You go to put your hand into that hood scoop, you can't. It's fake. This is a top mount intercooler, flat four, turbocharged, boxer engine. All that air is going into that nice big intercooler up there. Let's go ahead and take a look at the side. I am so happy that today is a sunny day in Florida, even though I'm sweating like crazy, because this lapis blue is a beautiful color. I don't know if you know much about your Subaru rally history. Before we had World Rally Blue, there was actually a darker blue that Subaru was running on their legacies at the time. And this lapis blue really reminds me of it. It has a beautiful metallic finish to it, nice shade of a darker blue. To be honest with you, if I get another Subaru, I'm actually going to consider this, because it really is going to make you stand out from the sea of World Rally Blues, even though I really do love that World Rally Blue. Let's check out these wheels. This is an STI specific. First time ever, 19-inch wheel. You have a 6-piston caliper. Now, these calipers are painted this day glow yellow color. It works. It really makes them pop from behind the flat gray, and it really works with the La Piece blue. You could see, I'm sure Tom could show you, my camera guy, with his amazing skills, the cross-drilled rotors there. That's going to help dissipate the heat. Remember, this car is for the enthusiasts that may go do track days, may go do an autocross event. That's going to help you dissipate the heat. Let me have Tom show you the inside of the fender here. This is what I'm telling you guys about. There is no, if you look here, here's my hand, there is no open venting here. So if you are saying that that front vent is to cool the brakes, I don't know how the air is getting there. It's not getting there from anything within the fender. But you can see a beautiful style wheel. I like them. They're very nicely done. You have, this is something I wish that more cars had, some muscular flair to it. Now, a lot of people kind of like the older, like 2013, 2014 STIs, because guess what? This fender flare was much larger. And stay tuned, I do have in my playlist of quickie reviews a 2013 STI that will show you how much more flare the fender was, but it still is present here. You can see there's our STI, and you can see just if Tom could swing it around, he could show you just how flared that fender is. They did a really good job of making it flared, but then blending it in with the door line and that lower sill. This lower sill down here, very nicely done. You can see this blue comes all the way to the back of the car. If you notice, this one has the optional lower side skirt here. So this is an optional piece. You can add it through Subaru. I say go ahead and get it when you buy the car because now it's going to match perfect. It's already on there, good to go. And then one thing you might hate or you might love, there's something missing here. The big, huge STI wing. Now, the STI wing is known around the world to be specific to that car. Some people don't like it. They think that it's too atrocious. They don't want the attention. They like the clean look that you would find with a WRX. Well, guess what? Subaru gives you the option. It's a no-cost option where you do a spoiler delete, and it gives you this nice kick-up spoiler, which is also available on the WRX. And then to wrap it off, not a lot of changes back here, but I really think that right off the bat in 2015, Subaru knocked it out of the park. I like this lower diffuser, even though it really isn't functional. But I do like that it has the quad tip exhaust. There's our all-wheel drive badge, and I'll talk a little bit more about the specific all-wheel drive in this car. And I really love the taillights. And it just finishes off with a nice, wide, aggressive fender look. STI, let's say it together. Subaru Technica International. That's that racing branch of Subaru. And guess what? I don't know if you've been paying attention. Subaru, in its class, just won the 24 hours of the Nürburgring. So they beat Audi, they beat Porsche, they beat out a lot of other cars. So they must be doing something right. Let's go check that engine underneath the hood. Let's go check it out. All right, guys, so here we are underneath the hood of this 2018 Subaru WRX STI. There, Tom could show you, is the underside of that functional hood scoop. You can see the reason why this is here is for that huge top mount intercooler. Now, the way that Subaru is able to get away with a top mount intercooler is, remember, this is a flat 4 engine. So that's going to lower the center of gravity. It's also going to put the engine lower in the frame, which allows that to be there. One thing that you may not be aware of is that this 2.5 liter turbocharged engine, it has been around for a while. This engine has been around since 2004. Now, love it or hate it, they have done some tweaking with the fueling and everything and the tunes, but other than that, you're looking at 305 horsepower, 300 foot-pounds of torque. That's still same engine from the past. A lot of people are waiting for 2020 because supposedly Subaru's going to have an all-new engine. Now, going back to this 2.5, I do like the way nothing's covered. I like the way you could see the whole engine. I like what they do on the STI. They have a different intake here. So this different intake plenum is painted that cherry red, which is going to match that STI badging. You can see how everything is placed very nicely. The way that this car has a boxer rumble. Now, if you're wondering, what does that mean, boxer? Are you talking about Mike Tyson? No. What I'm saying is that the pistons are flat and they're going side to side. They look like little boxing gloves going side to side. What this car has is what's known as unequal length headers. So what comes off the engine are headers. That's going to feed into your exhaust system. These are unequal length, and that's what gives it the traditional Subaru boxer rumble. I hate to say it, this is the last engine in their lineup that has this setup. So if you go and you go test drive a WRX and you rev that engine and you're expecting to hear the rumble, it's going to be a little different. It's not the same as this engine, and that's what keeps people flocking back to this car, is not just the sound, but also that STI badge and what it means, because it's not just about putting a badge on and that's it. Yes, you're getting 305 horsepower, but you're getting the beefier suspension, beefier gearbox. You're getting that electronically controlled center differential. So you're getting a lot of extra performance besides just a 2.5 liter over a 2 liter. So anyways, here's the engine. Let's go check out this interior because there's some surprises in store for the interior of this STI. Let's go check it out. Hey guys, we're inside this 2018 WRX STI, and Subaru has really upped their game over the years. If you have not been in a new Subaru, check out the door panels. I really like what they've done with the Alcantara and the red stitching in that Alcantara. I like the piano black. That's a 2018 specific. On that door handle where the door lock is and the window switch, that is piano black. That's a new feature. On other STIs, the older ones, they didn't have that. Also, check out these seats. I really like the seats. I like the way you could get optional Recaros. Now, remember, it's just the back. Just the back. This is standard STI bottom, but it does have this beautiful Alcantara material. The leather, I like the way they went with the different colors to separate it. And there's that wonderful Recaro embroidery, and then the embossed STI logo in the headrest. I like the red piping around the headrest. It gives it a nice ultra high-end finish. But like I said, you're going to get that same stock lower. One thing that's also cool on 2018 is you get the red seatbelts. I don't know if you're aware of this. This is like a $400 option in a Porsche 911 to get a red seatbelt or a different color seatbelt. In the Subaru, they include it, so that's kind of cool. Why don't you guys come on in and I'll show you what else is going on in here. So you can see how they brought the piano black finish into here. You have nice soft touches, the nice piano black. It is a little harder, but that's okay because the soft is where you want it. I do like the center update that they did here. The gauge is actually larger. There's our boost gauge. I'll rev the engine a couple times. You can see how it has accelerator pressure in a percentage, and then it also has that wonderful boost gauge. This is important information. In the STI, you're going to get dual zone climate control, so your passenger can set it at a different temperature. It's that, like I say, that going back to home feel in here. This, everything is exactly where it needs to be. And if you've been with in other STIs, you're going to find that a lot of the things are in the same exact places. I do like the piano black around the shifter. I like the leather shift boot, and I like the addition for 2018. They put these leather side pieces here with the stitching, just to give you that extra touch. This gearbox, if you have not driven an STI, because you're like, hey, back in 2004, my friend had an STI and I rode with him once. If you haven't actually driven one yet, you need to go and drive a new STI, because I'm telling you, the transmission in this car is unbelievable. Super short throws. You could actually order it with a short throw kit. This one does not have it, I believe. But you could actually make this shifter even a little bit shorter. It's very crisp. The engagement, it's a very mechanical feel, much different than a Type R, and definitely much, much different than a Ford Focus RS. It's a very, very strong, durable transmission. There's guys putting out 600, 700 horsepower. This stock gearbox can handle it. Here's our next little difference between a WRX and an STI. This is the SI drive. Now, you can get on a WRX where you could adjust, you go from sport to sport sharp, or if you want to save some gas, you go into intelligent mode. But here's the big difference right here, the computer center diff. You actually can adjust whether you want to send power to the front, power to the rear, or you could just leave it alone. One thing I always like to point out, never, ever, 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 even if your best friend bet you $5, put it in full lock mode when you're driving on the street. You will burn up the diffs. That is only for gravel, snow, dirt, things like that. But this is something that a lot of people don't read the owner's manual. They don't even know what the heck this does. So read your owner's manual. There's a lot of nice features that the STI has for that enthusiast. I do like the cup holders here, and here's one of my favorite things. I wish more cars would do this. A cover. How hard is that to engineer a cover? It's nice just to conceal it. It makes it look higher end, and it just gets everything out of the way. On STIs, you do get heated seats. So not only are you getting the nice Recaro style in this one, but you're also getting the heated seats as well. Now this one comes with the optional armrest, and this is I'm glad this one has it because watch, this is stock, very low. Check this out. You want to go a little bit higher? Voila! Now it's in the perfect spot. The thing I love about this, it's in the perfect spot. The thing I hate, it's this rubber. It's a rubber material. What were they thinking? They put this car has Recaro seats and a rubber armrest for the center console. I think somebody screwed up there, but it is a nice size center console. It does have USB ports, an auxiliary jack, and some space for whatever you want to put in a garage door opener, hand sanitizer, so you don't get some weird disease at a gas station or something like that. Here's my favorite part at the end of the day, right here. This is the business end of things, the steering wheel. I will say it again until the day I die. I love the steering wheel in an STI. I like the size of it. The grips on it are great. The leather is a nice quality, and I love the red cross stitch on that. Gives it a very, very nice touch. Piano black with the STI logo there. You have your controls for your radio, cruise control, and then there's another favorite of mine are the gauges. Very, very nicely done. It's backlit. Now, a lot of people were upset that it wasn't the traditional red numbers and everything. They went to a reverse color setup, but it works. It looks good. I like the way the STI lights up there. Just little extra touches to let you know you're in something different. And then if you look down here, I don't know if I pointed this out. This actually lights up at night. It's a nice little cool thing. The STI lights up, lets you know, hey, you're in something different. And then to finish it off, because this is a limited, check it out. You could have your cake and eat it too, a nice sunroof. So if you want to let some of that outside air in, if it's a nice cool day, unlike today in Florida, bring that cool air in. It feels good. It's nice. At the end of the day, I think they moved in the right direction for the 2018. There's still some work to be done here, especially with this thing. I think one of the most hated things about this car is the infotainment system. It's an older setup, no Apple CarPlay, no Android Auto. This one, because it has the Harman Kardon system and keyless entry, does have push button start because it's the limited edition. So you could see the difference there, but this is a very clunky, older unit. Expect changes for 2020. All right, guys. So it's been one hell of a day here at Subaru of Port Richey. I want to give a big shout out to Spencer, his grandfather Larry. I just met his uncle. It's a real family affair down here, and I really like that kind of interaction. And that's what you're going to get when you come down here. I challenge you, if you have not taken one of these for a test drive, you need to treat yourself and at least go for a test drive. See what you think of it, because I'm only going to be able to tell you so much. I think Subaru still is bringing that classic rally heritage. If you like a traditional turbocharged car where you're going to feel that boost kick in, you're going to get this with the STI, because that boost does not kick in until about 4,000 RPM, and it really brings on the excitement. That full all-wheel drive, you can't beat it. But like I said, at the end of the day, I thank them for stepping up to the plate. You guys have wanted it. I'm bringing it to you. If there's anything in particular you want to see on Raity's Rides, leave a comment in that comment section. If you haven't checked out my Instagram page or my Facebook page, all Raity's Rides, check out. It's all original content all the time. And like always, I'll see you on the next ride.